Hi everyone, welcome back to my craft room. If you're new to my craft room, then welcome. Today I'm going to try to get this video done. I may have to pause it a million times because they are out here digging up this road once again with this 2-year project that they've been working on. And every time I think that they're gone away, they come back and start digging up the intersection again. I don't know what all they got to do under there, but it's driving me out of my mind. And my animals. You guys know they watch my channel. But anyway, today I want to get this junk journal made. This is a junk journal organizer. It's whatever you want it to be. I make these every year. These are the ones from past years that I've made. These are for me to organize all my Christmas stuff. I keep my Christmas lists in here. You can put tags in here. You can put all kinds of things in here. And it's just these little journals that I've made over the years. Some of this, what year was this? This was 2021. Some of the years I didn't get a lot done in them. But, you know, I make all my lists. And, you know, I make room for all kinds of other lists that you can write things on. There's a little envelope here in the center in all of mine to keep things in. And then extra papers here. This year, apparently, I didn't write anything in here except the list of things that I got. But you can add little note cards and things like that to, you know, jot things down on. Or you could add some pictures to them. And they're just nice to have because I can look back on these and see what I got for everybody over the years. So you don't rebuy the same thing. The first one I made, I think, was 2019. And this one I just made out of a Christmas card. And we just made that into a little book. But the reason I call it a junk journal is because we make it out of, like, junk. Scraps, whatever. So for this one, I got most of the stuff cut out because it takes such a long time. But I want to use another one of these images. These came from Temu, this paper. It's what I did my, what was that little cutting board the other day? It was the other half of this one. So I want to use that on the front cover. I cut out this paper here, and I'll show you how I measured that because that's a little tricky if you don't get that right. But I'm using, I got all these things cut out. It's just a cereal box. So you can make this whatever size. I have no idea what size this one even is. I don't measure any of this stuff. You just make them out of whatever you happen to have. So this one's going to actually be a little bit taller than my other ones. So this is going to be the main part of our little book here. And then this I'm going to use for the cover. This was a 12 by 12 sheet. Now when you measure this for your cover, the first time I made it, I made the mistake of laying it out flat and gluing it on. And then when I tried to close it, it didn't want to close so great. So when I measure this paper now, I measure it this way. Before it's even on there, just hold it on the seam. And then mark it off here and cut it off. That way, it gives you a little extra room here, you know, where you're going to have the binding and stuff for this. So, that's what I did. And now to get this one on here, I put a piece of double-sided tape just to get this started for me. I'm going to use some glue here too. But I put a piece of double-sided tape here just to start and get this in the right spot that I want it. Hopefully. That's my goal. Doesn't always work out. But that is the goal, is just to hold that there to get this started, and then that should wrap around nicely. So that'll be that side. And then, yeah, that worked out good. And there's a little overhang on the back, and that's fine. I will just cut that out later. And now I'm just going to use some glue. I have some of my Eileen's tacky glue. You can get this pretty much whatever glue you want to use. It doesn't even have to be this. But to get the rest of this to stay on here nice, I am going to smear some of this around here and all the way around. And then I'm going to take a brush, which makes it so much easier for me here. What did I do with it? Are you kidding me? Had a brush. Don't know what I did with it. I get so much, there is so much stuff when you're making these things. Anyway, I'm just going to take one of these stencil brushes and smear this glue around a little bit. Because you don't need a real lot of it, but just enough for it to hold on here. And I want to get it up this edge nice. Close to the edge here. And I'm going to close this now to put this on. So we got that back piece down. And there you go. So this is going to be our cover for this lovely project. Let me put my glue back in my little stand. I got this little stand from Temu too for glue. This thing is a lifesaver, especially when your bottle's low. You just stick it in there and there you go. Love that little stand. Alright, so this is our cover. And then we're going to put this guy, I actually put double-sided tape on here already. That's how I'm going to put this on the front. So we're going to take this off, peel off the backs. Whoever invented double-sided tape is a genius, because it saves a lot of time, a lot of gluing time. And here we go. There we go. Now I'm going to pull this thing up here where I can see exactly where I want this little guy. I think right about there is good, I think. Let's see how even we get. Yeah, close enough. Not too bad. Alright, so this is going to be the front cover of my book. Or my journal, whatever you want to call them. I just call them pretty much, it's a junk journal organizer. My Christmas organizers. Alright, now for the inside, I just took some pieces of scrapbook paper. This has got to trim off a little bit. I'll wait till I'm closer to being done. I don't know if I want to use tape on this. Probably. It's much easier to use the double-sided tape. Alright, I have two of them here. And then I'm just going to take, I won't make you guys watch me do this whole part here, because I'm going to put double-sided tape on all four sides of this here. It's just so much easier, and you can cut it, you can tear it, you can do whatever. These are more or less like a nice little keepsake to have. I just love looking back on these for over the years of what I've, got for people, or suggestions they've given me, or, cooking ideas, or you could put recipes in there, whatever you want to do. They're just a nice thing to have. Alright. Yeah, maybe we'll put a little piece in the center. But, you can get this double-sided tape anywhere. I'm not sure where this one came from. I think somebody sent these to me. But these are really easy to get off. I have my little picker here too, but I really haven't had to use it on this. Because it's a thicker, except this one's going to make me a liar, right? Yep. There we go. Get back down there, tape. I'll just show you this one, and then I'll pause this video here. Where's my little picker tool? I actually got this from Dollar Tree. I hope the lighting's okay on this. I don't usually do anything over here on this table, mainly because of the glare and stuff that people say bothers them, but I need the room, so I need my big table here because I have so much stuff out. I have my little cutting tools, and I have papers and washi tapes, and you name it, I have it out, because I never know exactly what I'm gonna put in this. Kind of figure it out as you go. This tape was working perfectly for me until I said it was. Alright. So we'll just do this one, and then I will put the tape and put the other one on off camera. So let's see, right about there. Alright. So that will be, when you open it up, that will be the inside. And I'm going to put the same thing over here. So let me get some of that tape on there and glue that down, and then we'll come back and put the holes in here. Alright, I got both sides on the inside here now. That's pretty, I like that. Now on the outside, I made a mark in the center with a pencil. And then I just kind of measured an inch up from the ends and made a little mark. So we're going to want to poke these 3 holes out. So we're just going to go straight in here. You kind of want to go from the outside in so you don't pop your paper out. So we're going to poke right through. You need it all. You need something sharp to, you know, make your hole. These are wonderful. I think I got this from Temu too. Oops. This from Temu also. It comes in very handy. It's very sharp. So we're just going to poke that in there, move that around a little bit. So there we go. We have our 3 holes. And that's how this is all going to come together. Now, for the inside papers, let me set this aside a second. I just took some random stuff. This is just a piece of computer paper that I cut down. This is just a piece of white cardstock. This is another piece of computer paper that I just laid flat down in here. And that's what how I layered these. Then I took a piece of gray cardstock. This is what I do my lists on every year, so I just put some lined paper, just cut that down to size, lay that in there, and then for the center, I'm going to use another piece of that 12 by 12. Cut this down so it fits inside, and you're going to want to fold it, not quite in half, but you're going to leave yourself like to make a little flap, because inside here is where we're going to hide all the strings when we tie this together. And it's also going to make a nice little thing that you can keep receipts in or whatever, but we don't want to do that yet. So we're going to get all this together again. And the easiest thing to do, I find, with this is to get all your pieces lined up. And when you do that, you want to make sure that when you close your book, that they're not going to stick out, because I had to trim quite a few of them because they were too long. So before you hook them in there, just make sure that they fit before you end up adding your strings or whatnot to it. Alright, so now that I got all these together here and the center folds all lined up, I'm going to add some paper clips around here to hold this in place for me, because we're going to have to put holes through this also. So let's see, get that all even. Put some paper clips on here, and there we go. Now the easiest thing I usually do is I close this up and try my best, it doesn't always work though, to just make a mark in here. I kind of need a pen. Do I have a pen? Yes, I do. Whoops. And go in those holes there and make a mark. Hopefully it's making a mark, because sometimes I do this and there's nothing there. Alright, let's see. Hey, it did. Okay, so this is where you're going to want your holes. You made the mark through here. It's the best way to get it lined up perfectly. That one's a little off, but we'll be okay. Alright, so now we're going to take this and stick our awl through there and make a nice hole. And then in the center, and then our other 1-inch mark down here. And there we go. So that is how this is all going to get put together. So let me find the front. That's not the front, this is the front. Alright, so we're going to lay that down so all the holes match up. And then you're going to want to take a piece of string. I'm using some of this baker's twine. Get this in the Crafter's Square section. And I got to go change my battery because it's dying. Hang on a second. Okay, one of these days I'm going to remember to order new batteries for this camera, because they do not last long at all anymore. I've been using these for years. But anyway, I don't remember what I said. The baker's twine, I got this in the Crafter's Square section. It usually comes like in a 3-pack of different colors, or whatever you happen to have, any kind of string. You could use yarn even if you wanted to. But I just cut a really extra long, this thing's probably almost a yard long, just to make sure I have enough. And then you're going to want to start in the center, and hopefully we're going to find our holes right away. So you're going to put it down from the inside to the outside, and then you just want to leave enough there to tie with. And then you're going to go up to the top of your book here, through that hole, and through all your other papers, like so. So then that's how that looks on the outside. And then you're going to take this all the way down to the bottom, go through all your papers. Come on. It moved on me. Uh-oh, there we go. Get back here. Oh no, I gotta start over. Do you see what I just did? Okay. we are going to start in the center on the inside. And we're going to go through here, up top. I should tape that down so I don't lose it again. Up to the top one. Put that through all your papers. There we go. Then we go all the way down to the bottom. And let me not do that again. There we go. Down to the bottom. So this will go all the way down across, and keep your string on one side or the other because you're going to want to tie this off when we're done. So you want one end on this side and one end on that side when we're done. And now to get this back through the center one, yay, look at that, it actually worked nice. But I want this on the opposite side of that string. Now we're going to give this a good tug, check out, see how it looks. There's the back side, and that's the inside. Alright. Just be careful you don't lose your piece as you're doing it like I did. Okay, so now one string on each side of this one, and then you're just going to knot it. I just knot it maybe like 2 or 3 times. Give it a good tug. And then we're going to make that whole thing is going to disappear. So there you go. So now our book is all hooked together. Let's take our paper clips off. We're done with those. And there you go. Now this is going to be our envelope in the center here. We're going to take that and we're just going to glue up these 2 sides here. And then I'm going to fold that up there. I'm actually going to use... yeah, that's the right way it's supposed to be. Yes. Did I not get that one in the center? I have 2 folds on this. Why? Well, guess what? We're going to fold it up some more. I don't know why I did that. I have 2 folds on this page. And I guess maybe it was too long. There we go. Anyway, good thing I noticed that, because if I would have taped that, that would have been a mess. Okay, so now we're going to put tape on the inside of these 2 pieces here. One on this side. And one on this side. And if you want to be real neat, you can cut these off instead of ripping them like I do. But this is how you make your inside envelope, and it also hides that string that we made the binding with. Alright. There we go with that. Then we're just going to fold that up. And then you have this cute little pocket here that you can put all kinds of, like I said, receipts, whatever you want to put in there. And then we're going to actually add a little clasp to that. This is just some of those little Velcro dots. You can get these at Dollar Tree. We're just going to take one of these, and I'm just going to guesstimate here. Put one here on the top. And then I like to just add the other side right to that piece. You know, they're sticky. But then that way, when you close it, you have it in the exact spot that you want it. There you go. So now we have... make sure it's stuck good before I start messing around. You have a little Velcro closure. And that's that for that. This is really easy to do. I mean, you know, I'm goofing around here a little bit, but with the string messing up on me and stuff. But it is really, really simple. And now on this thing here, I think I want to add a little bit of this pretty washi tape to it. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but it's fun. I love decorating these up as much as I can. I gotta pull this over here so I can see. But we'll leave that up a little bit higher. I love washi tape. I have so much of this stuff. All different pretty little patterns that you can get. You can get them anywhere pretty much. I've gotten a lot of them from Temu just because they're, you know, they're pretty cheap on there. Alright, cut that end off. I don't have my little cutter. I don't know where that is either. I'm telling you, this room's a mess. There we go. So now we put that up. You have this little pretty, just a little accent on there. And then we're going to make a couple of, oh, this thing's really tight. That's because I messed up that centerpiece here. Alright. Alright, let's get this bent here. Something's dinging at me again. Oh, you know, I'm in this group thing, which drives me insane, that my granddaughter did, which is wonderful, about the Christmas gifts and things. But she has everybody like linked to this thing, so my phone dings a lot. But it's not too bad. Not too bad. Alright. I was trying to make sure this thing's going to stay closed nice. It will. Okay. So now, in here, you can put anything you want in here. I was thinking, where is it? It was like on this page. I have a bunch of these rub-on stickers and things. I have these things here. You can decorate this any way you want to. There's just so many possibilities. But I have a bunch of these rub-on stickers. I think I got these from Amazon. I'm not sure. I got some from Amazon. I got some from Temu. I can't remember which ones were which anymore, because I just kind of put them all in my same little box over here. But we could take some of the scrap here, and we can make like little pockets. I don't want that one. Let's see. What do I want to use? Maybe this one. We can just cut this down, make a little pocket to put things into. Need something to mark this. So I'm going to make it about that big. I got a handy dandy little cutter here that I couldn't not live without. You can get these at Michael's or Walmart or wherever, little Fisker's paper cutter. So this, I'm going to make this little pocket here on this page. Maybe I'll just glue this one down. No, I better not use hot glue, because you know what? I'm probably not going to be able to do it fast enough before the glue cools. And some more of my Aleene's back here. So again, you're just going to want to do 3 sides with the glue. You don't want too much on here. It ooze all out on you. Alright, let's see. Too much I got on here, guys. Alright. And now we're going to put that right down here. So we have these 3 sides glued down, and then you have another little pocket for goodies after that dries. I'm not even going to yank on this one right now. Let me put my glue back in my holder. And then I thought maybe I'd take some of these cute little rub-on transfers. I think Santa would look really cute up there. I'm just going to cut these out real quick. I love rub-on transfers. They're really nice, and it's just so easy. Easy peasy. So let's cut out Santa. And it even comes with a little popsicle stick. I have no idea where that went now. Did I leave it over here? Oh, here it is. I'm telling you, there's so much stuff I have out right now. To do this, I can't keep track. But we'll take this Santa here. He's cute. Let's see, peel this piece off. Come on. And now we're just going to place some more. I think I'm going to put him here because I might put something else up here too. So we're going to put Santa right there. And you just rub it onto it. Is that sticking on there nice? Nope, I missed part of his foot. Oh, part of his foot does not want to let go of this paper. Come on, Santa. Well, you know what? You lost the tip of your boot. What can I say? It won't come off of here. I wonder why. That's never happened before. If I can put that back there. Why don't you want to let go of the paper? Nope, it's not coming off. Well, the nerve. Alright, anyway. There we have Santa on here. And maybe we'll put this tree. That tree's really pretty. You could use these to make cards or whatever. Alright, let me cut this tree out real quick. This is the best part of it, is just decorating and putting different things on here. And I'm not going to decorate the whole thing here because it will take me hours to get this exactly the way that I want it for this year. But I'm just going to give you some ideas here for the pockets and things like that. I might put a piece of washi tape across there too, just because I can. Alright, let's see if we have any better luck with this Christmas tree. Yeah, I just keep losing my popsicle stick. Alright, let's see what I've missed. I think I did pretty good. There's a piece I didn't want on there. Yay, look at that. Well, that came out really nice. I like that a lot. That's a very pretty one. Alright, and then we could put a piece. I have this Merry Christmas washi tape too. I wonder if that'll show up nice on here. I have to find my little cutting tool. You can use like a credit. Oh, here I do have a gift card here. I think an old gift card from Dollar Tree that you can use to rip this stuff. It's easier than trying to cut it all the time. You just take it and pull it. This side might not be as easy because it's really short, but no, that was a mistake. Alright, guys, I'm just messing up here left and right, but I didn't leave it long enough because I was going to use scissors, and I just should have used the scissors like I was gonna. Alright, we're doing it again. And we're just going to use scissors because I'm not going to mess it up again. I just want this Merry Christmas on here. There we go. That's better. Get that out of my way. Alright, so that's just to give you an idea of how to decorate the insides of this a little bit. And you can put whatever else you want in here. I'm going to add some more pockets and things like that. And then I will show you guys, because it's all done the same way. It's the same thing over and over and over. You could even add more to this if you wanted to. I want to make a few tags to put in here. But I want to show you how we put the ribbon on here to keep this closed. Alright, so I'm going to use, I think, a piece of this pretty gold ribbon. I'm just going to cut a piece off of here. That's going to be way too long, but just to get it started here. So on the back, I kind of mark the center here. And I'm going to put this quite long on here like this. No particular rhyme or reason to that either. But that's what I'm going to do right there. So I'm going to actually put this on with some hot glue. That is hot. And then, to cover this up on the back so you don't see that part, you could just get a little thing. This came out of one of those books from Michael's, one of the 12 by 12 scrapbooking papers. I'm just going to use one of these. I don't know which one. Maybe we'll use the Season of Snow. Since it's a snowman, maybe that's what we're going to do. Alright, so let me cut this out here. I love using these. There's so many things in those paper pads that you can get, like at Michael's and things. There's so many different papers. I don't think I want to cut everything out, so let's just do that. And then get that line. Oh, they're back out there drilling again. I'm telling you, I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have to listen to trucks all day long, every day for like the last 2 years. I just don't even know. I'll save those for another day. All right. So now we have this piece here. We have all these extra ones for whatever. I may add some more of those inside of here too. But now this is just going to get put right here, like so. And that way, you know, this thing isn't just like sticking out like that. It kind of has a little cover there. So that's what we're going to do with that. I think I want it like right there. So I'm just going to hot glue this down too. See, I take too long and then I can't get things on here. Right there's good. There we go. I don't like using hot glue on this too much because I'm just doing it now because it saves a little time. So I don't have to wait. Usually I would just use like regular glue on this. But I want to keep going here and finish this up for you guys. Alright, so that is the back now. And that's tucked underneath here. And then this is going to go around to the front. I don't want it to come over too far because I don't want it to block my image. So we're just going to cut that right there. And we're going to take another set of the Velcro dots that I just had in front of me 2 seconds ago that I used. Oh, here they are. Another set of these. Put one on here, like so on the end, like that. And then I'm going to take, you know, there's one side's the hook, one side's the loop. Take the other one and stick that right on top of there. And then I'm not going to make this too tight because, you know, I'm going to be adding things in here. I might want to put pictures or something, so I don't want it too tight. So I think that'll be good. Make sure it looks even right there. So that gives it a little bit of play so I can add some things to this. So there's our little loop. Now, to finish that off, I had a button. Why is everything running away from me? Alright, did I put it over here with my cutters? Yes, I did. This is just a plastic button. I don't know where I got these. You can get these pretty much anywhere. It's just this pretty gold plastic button I had. And I'm just going to take a pair of wire cutters and cut the loops off the back of it. And we're going to use that to put on the end of our thing here. Actually, I do better with these when I do use nail clippers to take the backs of these buttons off. I don't have any in here. Alright. Try my best here with this. You know what? Maybe I can even get it better with my scissors. These aren't hard to cut at all. It's really thin. Alright, well that's good enough. So now we're going to put a big plop of hot glue on this button that I took the back off of. And we're going to stick that right down on top of our ribbon. And right over top of the Velcro piece. So then that becomes your pretty closure. Isn't that nice? Alright, now I gotta leave that be until it cools. But anyway, that is the gist of this. I mean, I may sit here and decorate some more of this, but I wanted to get this part done because I know this is going to end up being a long video, and I tend to lose people when they're too long. But anyway, yeah, so that's it as far as getting your book put together. And you can use whatever you want on these, like I said. And that looks real pretty there. Alright, so that's pretty much the gist of this. And then I usually, back here, I'm going to put the date. Do I have a pen? Yes, I do. So I don't forget what year. Well, that pen's messed up. What year this is from. There we go. And that is just on there. Easy. I don't know why this camera all of a sudden I can't see sometimes what it's doing. That's why I asked the one day if my video was dark, because I can't see into this thing. But it looks fine, honestly. Alright. So anyway, that is the gist on how to make these. So the rest of it is just more or less just decorating up the book. I think I want to take some of these really pretty papers that I have. I have so many papers that I wanted to use on this, but this one's real pretty. This was from a pack from Temu also. Let me get my... So what I mean, it takes up a whole table just to make this little bitty book. To get all my papers out of washi tape and ribbons and whatnot, and I don't want that on that colored paper. Let's see, maybe I'll use this over here. That's really pretty paper. Yep, I'm gonna make me a little pocket for over there. Just a shallow pocket, not a deep one. Let's see, I want to cut this right about here, so I'll make a little crease. And then I'll have a little pocket for this page. Easy peasy, guys, I'm telling you. Alright, I'm going to take my glue here again, since we're pretty much done making the book and I'll have time to let this sit and dry. But I'm just going to do these 3 sides again to make our little pocket. And that can go down here. Now you could leave this blank. You could add, you know, if you took some pictures for the Christmas season and, you know, grandkids, whatever, and you want to add that in for that year. And then when you look back on this in like 5-6 years, it's amazing how fast these kids grow. It really is. But that's always what these are good for, is to put that in there. Or you could make some tags. I have this punch here that I make the tags with. This I got at Michael's years ago. It's a, is it 1 1/16 inch? I believe is what that is. But it just makes the pretty tags, and then you just take your scrap paper and then you can make your own tags. It's real simple. I don't have my hole puncher over here, but then you just punch a little hole in the top here and you have your own little tags, and you can keep them in your little pocket here. And I'll stick that on the glue. And you can make a bunch of these out of your scraps, or even out of this pretty one that I just had. That one's really nice. Let's see. I definitely want to make, oh, that's Santa in there. Look how pretty that tag is. I just gotta find my little bitty hole punch and add a string to it. You can keep those in there if you wanted to, or whatever you want to do. I'm just going to keep going here and add some more stuff. And I will show this to you when I get it all done. But like I said, it's just going to be pretty much same thing over and over again that I'm going to add to this. And yeah, so just to save some time here, I will do this off camera. But alright guys, I got this pretty much done. There's a few things I might do later, but I'm not sure. I'm just going to leave it for now, because a lot of times I just want to add things on later on. But there's our nice little closure. I added this here. This is just an index card, just a regular index card. And I put some washi tape on the top and bottom, and another little saying from that paper pack. These are actually, those were the rub-on stickers from Temu, and then I added that little Christmas down there, and it's a little pocket that you could put things. And then here, I'm going to leave this blank because I may want to add a picture. I'm not sure. Lots of space to jot things down. This is another index card. Now, these pretty little stickers, I forgot I had. It was a whole big pack I got from Temu that one time. And they're like all clear plastic. So, you know, you really don't see any background on those. So those are nice. I'll try to find these. I don't know. Sometimes these are things that are sold out already because I got them quite a long time ago. But you can check on there. They always have all kinds. So I did that there with another index card, and then I of course left that blank, and these are where I make all my lists. I added this here. You guys saw me haul these, what did they call these? Tim Holtz style stickers. Those are from Temu also, all kinds of little things. I stuck one of those up there. It was the night before Christmas in our little pocket here that we can put all of our goodies that we want to keep. So we have that there. And then I made another one with another little index card. I just love to have these things. This you could even put a little short little recipe or something on here. These are a really cute idea. And I just put some, you know, scrapbook paper on the back of it. And then one of those little Temu stickers on there. And then you just tuck that away in there. Whoops, I have it upside down. For whenever you want to use that. Put a couple more of those stickers there. And then back here is our other little pocket with our tags that I still got to poke holes in. I do have a small hole punch for that. But it's way over on the other side there, and I'm not getting up. So, oh, and I did put one of these Santa pictures back here. This was another paper pack that I got quite a while ago from Temu. They have such pretty papers. So this was like, I think there was 2 on each one. Yes, because here's the other half of it. They were like this. These pretty, really pretty papers. I love these. But yeah, they were side by side like that. So if you want to look up vintage Santa paper on Temu, you'll find all kinds like these too. But that's it. That's all I'm doing to this one. I want plenty of space. This one I want to keep for pictures. Plenty of space to write things down. And then we got our date down there, and I can get all this stuff because you know what? I've already got stuff here that's for Christmas that I need to get in this book. So I can keep track of what everybody's getting, what I still need, what I need to do. All that kind of stuff goes in this book to keep me on track. But that is it, guys. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this project. And I'll see you guys all next time. Have a great day, everyone.